So, of course, one of the big questions with PayPal is how is it going to compete against Apple Pay, right? Apple Pay has been rising quickly, taking market share, and has become incredibly popular. So, PayPal CEO was asked this question by JP Morgan analyst. And in this video, I was going to go through that question and answer, kind of elaborate how PayPal can compete with Apple Pay. So let's get started. So that's the question here. What is advanced checkout and how can it level the playing field against Apple Pay, for example? And PayPal CEO Dan Schulman saying our goal is to be the best in class, not be on par with anybody, but to be best in class. So then the CEO of PayPal saying, hey, we're not just trying to be level with with Apple, we're trying to be better, right? And he goes on to say, merchants want checkout providers that are cross channel. In other words, not just on mobile devices, they want providers that can provide services for mobile, desktop, laptop, whatever it might be. They also want, and here's the big key here, so I don't want you to miss this. They also want cross operating systems because 75% of the world is still on Android, and iOS is obviously an incredible operating system, but it's only 25% right now. That's the key there, is that PayPal can serve all of those devices not on Apple, and that's a big key here. So that's something not to miss if you're interested in PayPal stock. Also, their PayPal CEO saying that our scale is larger than anybody. On top of that, we're reducing latency. We've reduced latency by 40% over the last 2 years, and we're going to reduce it another 10% this year. Latency is another word for friction or speed. They're making it faster for the checkout process. And that's really one of PayPal's competitive advantages, is the speed in PayPal. And if they can integrate that through their other services like Venmo and Braintree, that can be a huge, huge development there. And they are working on integrating all of their services into the PayPal service, because the PayPal service, if they bring people in there, that's the higher margin service that they offer across all of the ones that they have. Another thing they're doing is passwordless. In other words, Face ID, or maybe thumbprint, is going up another 10% this year alone. We've increased that quite dramatically so that people don't need to put in their password. They could kind of do like a one-click checkout. That's a huge convenience advantage. And one of the main reasons why PayPal has been able to grow to the size it's been growing to, I mean, it's got over 400 million active accounts and over 20 million merchants that accept PayPal as a payment, is because of the convenience advantage, right? Think about when you're going to shop online, you can either use your credit card, right, and sit there and type in all the numbers, or if you've already got PayPal, you just log in, put your PayPal login and password. Boom, you're in, you make the payment. You don't have to go looking for your wallet, looking for your card, typing in all that information. You could just plug it in, right? That convenience advantage is what has propelled PayPal all this way, and it would only make sense that they continue to drive that forward to compete against Apple Pay, right? On all of those devices that are not on iOS. So, of course, Apple Pay is going to be a strong player. Apple has over 2 billion devices in the world today, and many of them, they're getting good traction and signing many of them up to Apple Pay. And so, of course, they're going to be a huge player, right? There is no doubting that. But PayPal is saying that they're also going to be a huge player. They're not going to take a back seat. So it remains to be seen how that will play out. But I think PayPal has enough staying power to be a major player as well, right? Because there's two sides of the equation. It's not just the consumer side, it's also the merchant side. How many merchants accept your payment method? That's what, that's one of the main reasons. I don't want to digress too much, but I really like MasterCard and Visa stock because they've worked so well in securing so many merchants that will accept Visa and MasterCard as payments. And that's going to be hard for anybody to make inroads there. And the same thing with PayPal. They've done a good job over the last few decades in expanding the number of merchants that accept PayPal as a payment method. And so that's going to be a lasting competitive advantage, especially if they can support that with continued advantages like PayPal plans to do here. All right, but that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.